Common Misconceptions 3.0, Our Organic Laws. November 14, 2020 by Anna von Reitz. There are only four organic laws underpinning this country, and every American had better believe it, study each one, and understand the setup. The first organic law is the Unanimous Declaration of Independence. There were other declarations, before and after, pertaining to the Territorial United Colonies, etc., but the one that pertains to us, Americans, is the Unanimous Declaration published 4 July 1776. This started the War of Independence, also known as the Revolutionary War. The second organic law is, the Articles of Confederation. Insomuch as is humanly possible, the Articles of Confederation established a perpetual union among the member American states of states, as of 1 March 1781. Please note that this was done in the midst of the Revolution, and 5 years after the establishment of the Federation of States doing business as the United States of America. The third organic law is, the Constitution, whichever one applies to you. 1. Federal Constitution 1787, 2. Territorial Constitution 1789, or 3. Municipal Constitution 1790. We have been thought to think in terms of there being only one constitution, but there are in fact three different groups of people with one constitution each. The fourth organic law is, the Northwest Ordinance, which establishes an orderly process for new states to be organized and to join the Union of States. As each new piece of wilderness was populated, it was placed under the control of the territorial government and existed first as a territory, then entered territorial statehood, and finally was accepted and enrolled as a full state of the Union. Everyone who ever saw an old John Wayne horse soldier movie has had a taste of this process. Who was out there on the Great Plains? The U.S. Army Cavalry, that is, the territorial government acting under martial law. And who else? The U.S. Marshals. Prior to the Civil War, states like Ohio and Wisconsin and Illinois went through this same process, existing first as territories, then entering territorial statehood, and finally being enrolled as states of the Union having equal footing with all the other states. During and after the Civil War, many more states got organized and populated and went through the process ordained by the Northwest Ordinance. They became territories, then entered territorial statehood, and then, nothing more. The states were not in session, so there was no government operating the land and soil jurisdiction, and no way to complete the process and enroll these later states as states of the Union. Until now. Remember, the states of the Union have not been in session for 160 years. Nobody was home to welcome the new states into the Union and finish the enrollment process. So these mostly Western states remained in limbo, in a quasi-territorial status, endlessly waiting to be enrolled as actual states of the Union according to the Northwest Ordinance process. The actual properly declared state assemblies are now in session. They were polled for a roll call vote this September, and the Western states were finally and officially enrolled as states of the Union, having the full rights and prerogatives of every other state, beginning at midnight of 30 September 2020, and retroactive to the date that each state entered territorial statehood. All those Americans who were arbitrarily misidentified as territorial dependents and who were born on the land and the soil of these mostly Western states are now also due a complete status correction and recognition of their standing as American state nationals and American state citizens. To support this long overdue enrollment, please go to www.theamericanstatesassembly.net.